Okay, class, what would you guys like to learn today?
I got 3, Mom.
What?
Milo, what would you like to learn today?
How to fly an airplane?
How to fly on the airplane. Okay, Milo, it works like this. The fluid dynamics of the air traveling over the airlines generates lift in the atmosphere. Just kidding, right? Okay, so here's the airplane.
That's the door.
That's the tail. So an airplane's kind of like a big air shark. Yeah? So then it has basically big rockets, and they shoot air out the back, and that makes the plane go forward. Yeah? Then, have you ever stuck your hand out the car window? Like this? The air goes over the wing and under the wing, and then it swims up.
That's cool.
Yeah, so the faster the airplane goes, the more air per second that it comes into contact with, which is basically like the density of a fluid. So once this starts going fast enough, nobody's ever figured this out before now. I figured this out, lift. So it's air, basically air collisions per second in the fluid medium that you're in determines the buoyancy of that medium. So as the airplane starts going faster and faster, especially with this big surface area of the wing, it's running into or coming into contact with a tremendous amount of air, which simulates density, which eventually the density of the air gets so much that the plane becomes buoyant. So the wings hit the air, and that makes the density of that medium so dense that the airplane actually starts to float.
You might not know what density means?
Density is like how much of something there is in a reference frame, we'll call it. So this would be like a low density fluid,
So
right?
we have
And then
a few things in the box.
because that's bumping into things. So the more of these there are in the
There's
fluid,
a lot of things in the box.
that makes the fluid denser, and the denser the fluid, the more weight that it will float due to displacement. So it's particles per reference frame. So with an airplane, that reference frame is the surface of the aircraft. So the faster that it moves through the medium, the more dense the medium appears to the airplane. So you're basically creating atmospheric density with the engines.
Where are the engines?
The engines are these red things.
Oh.
And so before now, everyone thought there were things like Bernoulli's principle and things generating high and low pressure and all that other stuff, when it's just buoyancy. And so when you're in a medium, when you run through that medium, it increases your buoyancy. You want to be aerodynamic because that lets you run through the medium faster and faster, which lets you generate more buoyancy with your movement. Yes?
What about the door?
Oh, the door's back here.
That's where we're sitting, Milo, in the back.
Right? And we sit here. People of a different socioeconomic class sit here. And diverse people sit here.
Just
And so that gives you a diverse number of experiences whenever you're flying an airplane. The pilot will do different things depending on their diversity.
But is that the pilot in the front?
No, that's the first class passenger. That's the
No.
owner of
I mean,
Starbucks.
where the red arrow.
The red arrow is where the pilot goes, and that is the most diverse person on the plane.
And the black people are really in the front of everybody.
What did he say?
He said, and the black people are in front of everybody?
Did you teach him that?
No. I've never even said anything remotely. I was just saying diversity.
You know diversity means people of color?
Where did you learn that?
Maybe, did you learn it at school? I don't know. Should I read the
Anyway, Milo, we're not
James
done.
Gray parenting?
Yeah. Okay, Milo, so the pilot is here.
Milo, did you finish your pinworm medicine? Eat it. Put it all in your mouth.
And that can be anybody, literally anybody. And then we sit back here and here because we didn't get seats together.
Well, you know, there's 3 seats on the airplane.
Yeah,
And you might need a seat sit with us.
yeah, maybe they'll change us around. Sometimes they do that. But do you understand the difference between the density buoyancy theory of lift and the air moves faster over the top, the bottom than the top, and all that crap?
Kurt, but
Yeah.
what about the handle that opens the door?
That is very pragmatic questions. That's right here. It's kind of a lever, or maybe it's on the door. And so then the flight attendant comes up and pulls that lever down, and then the door unlocks and it swings out. And then the door's over here, and then this is where if things are going well, there'll be a tunnel here. And if things aren't going well, there will be an inflatable slide
That's a good one.
going into a life raft. Yeah, that's a really good one. If the Peugeot book is kind of over,
This little one
that might be a
here.
little harder.
This isn't just a story.
Yeah, but it digs into that story pretty thick.
I think I can read it so far.
Mommy!
Yeah. Orthodox
Give it a
books
shot.
are some of the
Mama!
densest
Just-
mental
yeah.
exercises possible.
Okay, get them off. Pick them.
Chipes on your back.
All right.